All right. Now we're going to transition to the NFL. So much stuff has happened, but so little has happened too. Brandon
Mhm.
Ayuk needs to be traded today, or else he is getting that extra $10 million, and I don't think it's going to happen.
That dude's a headache.
Yeah, him and Aaron Rodgers every offseason needs to be about them.
Hmm.
Aaron Rodgers told him he's going to announce on the Pat McAfee show April like 13th where he's going. Just make a decision.
Right.
But, right now we're doing our way too early NFL predictions. Season won't kick off for a while, but just of what we know right now,
Hot takes. It's more hot
hot takes.
takes
Yeah,
than
remember that
than a
hot
prediction.
takes. Hot
Hot
takes
takes.
for a reason. They're hot takes
Okay.
for a reason.
Okay.
My first one isn't too hot, but it's hot enough to where people will disagree. Steelers finished last in the North, and Mike Tomlin's streak is over. They don't have a quarterback, even if they get Aaron Rodgers. I don't see them winning their 9 games. I don't, especially with the whole AFC North schedule. We gotta play the NFC North.
Hmm.
That's the best division of football.
All right. I agree. I agree.
I think it's over.
Yeah. That's
Now,
not hot, but that is
it's a
it.
take. It's a take.
It's a take. It's definitely a take.
It's a take.
Because we've
People
said
will
this.
definitely agree.
Hmm.
But yeah, what's
We
your
said
first
this.
hot take?
Mine is it's a hot take, but I don't think it's that crazy. Michael Penix will lead the Falcons to the playoffs this year.
So crazy. One of mine was going to be the complete opposite of that. Michael Penix is not doing anything for that Falcons team.
You
I don't
don't
believe in
think
Drake
so.
London still as a true wide receiver
Why?
one. I know
Oh
he's
my Emerson. Please don't. Okay, yeah, you saying that he's gonna finish top 5 in receiving yards just because you said that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did last year. He was at one point.
Yeah,
He was
he
only.
was. He's balling. So how is he not the top receiver?
I just don't.
Number one.
He had one season. He's been in the
One
league. He
season.
hasn't reached here. I'm about to pull up this dude's stats. This dude hasn't. First episode I voiced how I feel about him. He was yet to get past 1,000 yards until this year, which had 1,271 yards on 100 receptions. He was top five. He was top five. He was fourth but like Jerry Judy was too. Do you believe in Jerry Judy 100 like fully?
Yes, I do. I think Jerry Judy could
I
be a
don't
number
think
one
he's
in
enough.
this league. I think he'd be number one in this league.
I don't think he is.
Yes.
I really don't.
Michael Penn. They boosted their O line this season. They had a lot of signings on the O line. They signed Jordan Fuller, a good safety from the Rams, who's going to come in and create a good safety duo with Jesse
Yeah.
Bates. NFC South is a weak division, which
Right.
I think they can challenge the Buccaneers to win a division.
Okay, they were supposed to challenge him this year.
They were, but
Now-
I think this year's different though.
I'm looking at Drake London's game by game. His towards the end of the year. He started the year on fire, right? In that Tampa Bay game, he was on fire. Then he had 74 yards. He scored 3 straight games. First 6 games, he had 5 touchdowns, right? It's great.
Right.
Then once that was
winner
over, he
touchdown
had
against the
30, he had
Eagles.
34 yards against the Buccaneers, 27 on 2 receptions, 97 against the Saints, they lost, 61, 86, 70, 3 receptions on 53 yards, 5 receptions on 59 yards. And that's with Michael Penix now, don't forget. Now, I'm not going to take everything away from him because then Michael Penix was force-feeding him the ball. He had 18 targets, 10 receptions, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But everybody has one of those games. That Jerry Judy's game against the Broncos was one of those games. This game was 44-38, went to overtime. It was just a shootout. Everyone was getting theirs. And they lost. It don't even matter. I don't believe in Michael Penix enough
I don't.
to...
Why not though? What is he showing that he's not ready?
He hasn't shown enough. That's all it is.
But it's a small sample size though.
You're right. It is. It is. That's why, But I'm looking at this as his, true rookie year. Last year, how many games did he end up playing? He ended the season.
He ended the
3
season.
touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You know what I mean? It's just, I haven't seen enough out of him to be like, yep, that team's going to the playoffs. And I didn't even like them drafting him, honestly. I wasn't a fan of him going there. He was at Washington, right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously they weren't even supposed to make it how far they did in college. He was great in college. I didn't see enough out of him. And I still haven't seen enough for me to be like, yep, that team's going to the playoffs because of this dude. I'm just not there with him. I'm just not. Not yet. Not yet. Now, look, I hope he has a great career, obviously. I'm not trying to hate on anything about him, but I just don't, right now, where he's at, I don't see him being able to take that team to the playoffs.
Okay. Agree to disagree. Agree to
Now,
disagree.
my other hot take, the Panthers win the South.
That was gonna be one of mine.
Yep. The Panthers win the South.
Not win the South though.
Win the South. You just said that division's weak. Chris Godwin coming off of a bad injury. Mike Evans, obviously first ballot Hall of Famer, but he got hurt twice last year. That team's, they're getting hurt.
But they're on the incline, I feel.
I think they kind of reached their peak.
You don't think they
Obviously,
can,
I think the only people getting better on that team are Baker and Bucky Irving. I think those two will improve. Chris Godwin, I don't even know when he'll be. Will he be back by week one?
I'm
Like,
not sure.
I don't even know if he'll be back by week one. I think they've seen their best days when they when they beat the Eagles in the playoffs and then played the Lions in the. It wasn't the NFC the divisional round. I think they've seen their best days. I think that Bryce Young really showed up towards the end of the year. Xavier Legette. They need to do right in this draft, though, real bad. They need to do right in this draft. If they do right in this draft, this team can win that division.
I didn't see much of them out like in the offseason for me to really put them over the edge. Bryce Young ended the season really hot, but I don't think they made enough improvements in the offseason for me to really put them over the Buccaneers or definitely the Falcons. But I think they can. I think they're capable if they get like the right coaching and the offensive line holds up for Bryce Young and the defense is just good enough. But
they have a good amount of picks too. Obviously, 8th overall. They got 57 in the second round. They have a third, 2 fourths, 3 fifths, and a 7th. Like they have some picks to where, especially with that 8 pick. I don't know what they're gonna do. Not gonna lie. Do not. If McMillan's there, I think you take McMillan.
Yeah, for sure.
Or draft Will Campbell, help out Bryce Young, give him an O-line.
If McMillan's there, you got to take him.
Yeah, no question. And then second round there. I think they can figure something out in the draft.
I don't hate it because that was gonna be one of mine, but I don't know if they can really compete with. It's a weak division, but I don't know. Anything's possible with that division, I suppose. Okay, so my next hot take. It's a hot take. No, I'm gonna say that one for last. I'm gonna get to my last one. Texans will heavily regress this year.
I don't think that's a hot take.
It's not a hot take.
I really don't.
I think they will heavily regress. I'm talking like bottom of the AFC South. I think yes.
Hey now.
I think they'll be down there. The Jags. I feel like the Jaguars are gonna be over them. The Colts.
I think the Jags can be nice.
The Colts are gonna be over them. I think it depends on Anthony Richardson's development. It depends.
One of mine, I just deleted it actually. I was gonna say Anthony Richardson is going to have a massive season by himself. Like he'll have a great season, but I don't think the Colts will be good enough.
Okay, I don't know.
I think I agree with you though. They'll regress. I don't know how much though.
They'll regress heavily. Like
they lost to the Chiefs. Was it the Chiefs? Yeah, they lost to the Chiefs by 1 score. They beat the Chargers.
It's really inconsistent with them. Plus, they lost a lot. They lost Laramie Tunsil, their best tackle.
That was huge.
It's huge. Stephon Diggs, of course, went to the Patriots to, just chase a bag. They have a really tough schedule, one of the hardest in the league. They lose an offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick. So it's just like, it's known that, they'll likely regress. But I think it'll be like eye-opening. It'll be bad. C.J. Stroud, Ohio State, that's my guy and all, but I can't really see them. I don't think they'll be better than. I think they'll finish third. They'll be down there with the Titans, in my opinion.
So what's their win line then for you? 5.5?
Let me look at their schedule. I know they have a tough schedule. I think it'll be.
How many do you think they sweep the Titans, or do you think Cam Ward gets one out of them?
Cam Ward gets one out of them. And it might even be one of those end of the season games.
They'll regress. I agree.
They got obviously the Colts, Jags, Titans. They got the Broncos, who made a bunch of strides.
That's a loss.
The Raiders.
That's a win. Well, Raiders can do something.
But it's in Houston. All these games I'm about to say are in Houston. Bills, Cardinals, who are,
I think they'll lose. I think they'll lose that one.
To the Cardinals?
I'm a Kyler fan.
Yeah. I think they'll lose to the Cardinals. Niners, they're on the decline. And the Buccaneers. Then, obviously, Colts, Jags, Titans away. Chiefs in Arrowhead, Chargers, Ravens, Rams, Seahawks. It's tough. They have a tough schedule. So I think they'll be down there with the Titans in the division. They'll heavily decline for sure.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. That's a schedule.
That is.
You're not wrong. They'll decline. What's the win line? How many wins do you think they get this year? 5.5. That's where I'm at.
You said 5.5?
The line. You taking over or the under?
That's a bit extreme. I say 7.5.
Oh, that's not even. They won 10 last year. That's a 2-game decline if you take the over. That's not no crazy decline. 5.5 is where I'm at. They're not winning a game on the road. That's 8 losses right there.
No, they're not. They might get the Colts or the Titans, but okay. All right, 6.5. I think they'll finish 10+ losses.
Okay.
10
Now,
plus.
my last hot take is the hottest take. All right. My MVP pick is coming out of the AFC West.
Hold on. Don't tell me you got Bo Nix. No.
I have Justin Herbert winning the MVP. Justin Herbert is a gunslinger. He has an arm. He's got Ladd McConkey now. He has an offense around him. Harbaugh is going to win Coach of the Year. Chargers are going to win that division. Broncos. I don't know. Broncos and Chiefs still in there. But they'll be in there. They'll still be in there.
You said the Broncos before the Chiefs? Are you kidding me?
Hey. Hold on. Talk to me. Just talk to me. You even just said how many additions the Broncos just brought in, right? So I think it's a guarantee that MVP is coming out that division.
Guarantee.
Oh, Nix, Herbert, or Mahomes. It's going to be a fight for the 1 seed. That Chargers team, they lost, right? They lost in the playoffs to the Texans. Unfortunate. Bad game all around. That team's coming back with some fight, okay? That team is on a wanting to win. 3 years ago, I said the MVP pick was going to be either Kyler Murray or Justin Herbert. And now I'm back on the Herbert and Kyler are two of my favorite.
That was about to be my counter. And we say this every year about Justin Herbert.
I do. Every year. I know I do.
I think the idea of where Justin Herbert can be is better than where he'll actually end up. I'm high on Justin Herbert. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't know if he's MVP caliber.
Yes, no question he is.
Plus, the Chargers, they're gonna gear more towards the run game this year. Harbaugh said it himself. He did that in Michigan. Who did they sign at the running back position? They signed somebody.
Do you know what Herbert did? Look. This was not his worst year, but this was not his best year. Obviously, that 2021 year when he had 5,000 yards and 38 touchdowns.
Najee, they signed Najee.
Yeah, they signed Najee. I knew they got some running back.
Yeah.
But I mean, Herbert still threw for 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, and only 3 picks. So we know he's not going to turn the ball over. You know, that year he threw 38 touchdowns, he threw 15. Harbaugh got him right. Now let's look at their look at their schedule.
Know, man.
Look at their schedule. Obviously, Broncos, Chiefs, and Raiders. I think they split with all of them. It's 3 wins right there. Texans beat the Colts. Eagles and Commanders. They'll win one of those.
Right, for sure.
Steelers. They'll beat the Steelers, and they'll beat the Vikings. Now listen when they play on the road. Jaguars, Titans, Cowboys, Giants, Dolphins.
Jaguars. Ooh, what the heck?
That's what I'm saying.
Weak schedule.
And you know they're going to value the starting quarterback of a team who's winning 14 games. Sam Darnold was in MVP conversation at one point last year when they were unstoppable. And that's what I'm seeing with Justin Herbert. They're going to start on fire.
They're not winning that many games.
I'm telling you. They're not. Yes, they can. They can.
No,
look. They can beat Dolphins, Cowboys, Giants, right? That's 3. Jaguars, Titans, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders. That's 8 wins right there, right? Beat Texans and Colts. That's 10 wins. I think they're locked. I think they beat the Steelers and the Vikings. That's 12 wins. Now, I'll give you, they'll probably lose to the Raiders because that's a division. I say they split with all AFC West teams, and then I'll give you they lose to the Eagles and Commanders. That's still 12 wins. Phenomenal season by them.
I don't know, man.
Love this Chargers team. Love Justin Herbert.
We say this every year about him. Every year. And it just never goes to plan.
And this is it. This is his time.
They're going to be more run gear. I'm telling you, they're going to be like top 5 in rushing yards.
I think he'll still throw 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
So you just think their offense is going to be unstoppable?
Yes. Now, obviously, is J.K. still there? I can't remember.
I would assume not.
Yeah, if they brought in Najee, I don't know. I know Gus Edwards is gone, I'm pretty sure. One of them is gone, but I don't know. I like McConkey a lot.
Oh, yeah, he is still there.
Mm-hmm. And they brought back Mike Williams, didn't they?
No, J.K. went to the Steelers. They just exchanged running backs.
Didn't Mike Williams just go back to the Chargers? I know I'm not tripping.
Yeah, he did.
Uh-huh. Hey, now.
Okay, Mike.
Hey,
okay.
now. Come on.
No.
Come on.
I'm not with it. Not with it.
100% I am.
I'm not with it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not with it.
Let's hear your last hot take. I feel like it's about to be boiling hot.
Let me look in the camera when I say this. The Bears will challenge the Lions for the top team in the NFC North.
I'm done.
The Bears will be at the top of the NFC North. I feel like the Lions reach their peak. Honestly, no. I don't think they can win the Super Bowl. The Packers, they're there too.
Vikings,
they're there. The Vikings. You really think the Vikings can repeat? No.
JJ McCarthy, baby.
Let me tell you why.
No.
The Bears, they had a great offseason. They
They
got one of the top D tackles in the league in Grady Jarrett from the Falcons, which is,
Huge pickup. Huge pickup.
huge pickup. They traded for Joe Tooney, who's a great guard in this league, was protecting Patrick Mahomes for years. They've also, they've
But
signed
he's on the end of his career.
Yeah,
He's on the end of his career.
But he's still
I don't know. I don't know.
I think he's still more than serviceable. They made improvements to the O-line. And I think Caleb Williams, he'll avoid a sophomore slump if you even counted a sophomore slump.
He has everything you would need around him as far as offensively.
Exactly.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore.
And they just signed Olamide Zaccheaus. It's not a bad wide receiver 3. It's whatever.
Might be my first option.
Yeah, he's not. They got running backs too. Like I think, and their defense, if it looks good on paper.
And wait, you said they got running backs. You know who they're about to sign?
Who?
Nick Chubb.
I hope they don't sign Nick Chubb.
If the Bears get Nick Chubb, I'll give you a little more. I'll be more lenient when I say that. Okay, like it's still ridiculous regardless, because that's the best division in football.
They
were 4-2 at one point. That Hail Mary ended their season.
I genuinely think that they will be at the top of the NFC North. That's not even hot for me. Let me tell you the schedule. Obviously, Lions, Packers, Vikings. At home, they got the Cowboys, Giants, Browns, Steelers, Saints.
Not being the Browns.
I hope not, but, the Browns, you never know. Away, they got the Ravens, Raiders, Bengals.
That offense isn't. Come on, keep reading. Keep reading.
Eagles.
Keep reading.
Commanders.
Keep reading.
49ers.
Okay, then. Get out of here.
Man.
But the Lions, but Lions, Packers, and Vikings have a similar schedule. And Lions have a harder schedule because
they're number one
in
the division.
I'm with you. I'm hearing. But no.
I genuinely think the Bears will.
Yeah, come on.
No. I still believe it. I was gonna say the Bears, if they win the NFC North, they'll probably be the number 1 seed. I was gonna say they'll probably be the number. That's crazy. That's why I stopped myself. But nah, the Bears will win the division. They'll make the playoffs. I don't know if they're gonna make noise in the playoffs, but they're gonna win the division. No, I said they'll.
Yeah, okay. Well, they'll challenge them. They're not okay. You're not gonna win the division.
But I'm saying they'll win the division. You have it on recording when it happens.
April. Oh, it's April Fool's, bro. I forgot. April 1st. It's April Fool's, bro. I forgot. It was a good one. It was a.
No April Fool's. I'm being so serious. They will win the division, the hardest division in football as of 2025.
I just don't see it.
Caleb Williams breakout season.
Too much teams going up from here. I think the Vikings.
They're one of them. I just told you their signings. If they have a good draft, who knows?
But my issue is that the Packers were better than them last year, and then the Packers haven't had done anything in the offseason. I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Packers roster is still better once Jordan Love limits the turnovers. That's
something Caleb Williams
with you on that.
That's something Caleb Williams doesn't do. Doesn't turn over the ball.
Yeah, but see now Caleb will come out and throw 62 yards in the first half. What about that?
It's not gonna happen this year. That's rookie him. I'm telling you, book it. If you guys out there, if you're old enough to sports bet, book it. I'm telling you, Bears will win the division.
No,
I genuinely believe it.
Man, good.
Bears will win the division.
Good April Fools.
No April Fools.
But all right. That's going to conclude today's episode of Fresh Eyes Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Be back around playoff time in the NBA. Talk more MLB. Get back into that. All right. Thank you for tuning in.